beyond the whispered winds and the endless stretch of pine forests, high in the towering realms of Asgard, there lies a place unlike any other. A hall draped not in shadows, but in a golden glow, where the light dances softly on wooden beams carved with ancient runes. This is Valhalla, the majestic hall of the slain, where the bravest fighters from Midgard find their rest after the final battle. Here, the air hums gently with a quiet strength, as if the very breath of the gods sighs through the great vaulted ceilings. The world beyond pulses with a restless energy. But within these walls, there is a stillness, a sacred peace woven through the timber and stone, meant to soothe the souls of warriors whose lives were once storm and flame. Imagine, if you will, entering this realm under the watchful eye of Odin, the All-Father, whose one eye gleams with deep wisdom and ancient secrets. His presence is calm and steady, a pillar in the swirl of fate, a guardian of those who have walked paths lined with both honor and sacrifice. This realm is no chaotic frenzy, but a sanctuary, a place prepared for those whose hearts were fierce in battle, but who now rest beneath a sky perpetually lit by the golden hues of twilight. As you drift closer, hear the soft murmur of the warriors themselves, not voices raised in anger or triumph, but a steady cadence of gentle laughter and low conversations that ripple like a tranquil stream. These are the Einherjar, the chosen not for their thirst for war itself, but for their valor and spirit. They gather each day in Valhalla, not in endless strife, but in preparation, honing their skills not out of fear, but in honor, their spears polished, their swords resting beside shields that tell stories of battles long past. The hall is vast and warm, filled with long tables carved from ancient oaks, beneath chandeliers shaped like antlers, glowing softly with magical light. Behind pillars wrapped in ivy, the faint scent of pine and burning wood melds with the smell of rich feasts, where roasted boar and sweet honey cakes are shared in communal ease. Outside, through the massive arched windows, the lands of Asgard spill out, rolling hills, shimmering rivers, and distant mountains standing silent and eternal. The wind outside carries tales, old and new, as if the very air is alive with memory. Hidden within those stories is the rhythm of time itself. The days here stretch and fold together in a gentle weave of existence, a timeless dance performed beneath the all-seeing gaze of Odin. He walks among warriors, his cloak whispering softly as he moves, his spear, Gungnir, gleaming faintly, never far from his hand. Calm and unhurried, he listens to the histories shared by each, gathering wisdom and keeping watch over the fate of gods and men intertwined. It is said that beside him stands the Valkyries, fierce and graceful, their eyes filled with quiet strength as they guide the fallen from the battlefield to their resting place in Valhalla. Each warrior arrives through their hands, leaving behind the mortal world to enter this realm where night never falls, and promises of endless peace are held in every shadow and sunbeam alike. Among these warriors is a young fighter named Eirik, whose journey to this golden hall was marked by a courage as quiet as the early dawn. He walks the corridors now with the curiosity of one who has left behind the earthly struggles, yet still holds the echoes of battle in his breath and bones. His armor, though worn, gleams softly under the gentle light, telling stories of countless skirmishes where his resolve had been tested. Eirik is neither boastful nor sudden in his movements. Instead, there is a calm determination in his eyes, an acceptance of the path that led him here. Around him, others nod in understanding, the flicker of camaraderie palpable but muted, like the comforting hum of a familiar song sung softly to sleep. The hall embraces him, a quiet companion, a breathing presence that fills air and heart alike with ease and belonging. Outside, the ancient trees whisper through their branches, as if sharing lullabies in a language only the wind can understand. The stars begin their silent vigil, shimmering faintly, watching over this place where the veil between the worlds is thin and tender. The scent of earth, wood, and flame mingles, a gentle invitation to rest. All is still, but for the gentle voices of the fallen, the flicker of flames in the hearths, and the deep calm that wraps around every heart. Here in Valhalla, time bends and settles, no longer a relentless rush, but a soothing flow that carries warrior souls on a journey of quiet strength and eternal peace. And so the story begins, beneath the timeless sky and watchful eyes, within the golden hall where legends live and rest in gentle embrace. As Eirik stood at the threshold of Valhalla's vast great hall, the golden light softened around him like a gentle mist, and a deep calm settled into his spirit. He moved quietly across the polished floor, feeling the warmth of the hearths that lined the walls. Their flickering flames cast long, soothing shadows, weaving stories in slow motion that seemed to dance without urgency or strain. Above, The great roof rose high and wide, its beams carved with runes that glimmered faintly as though alive, each one humming with the history and magic of ages past. The air was cool, yet comforting, rich with the scent of wood smoke, lavender, and the distant salt of the sea. He breathed it in slowly, letting each breath ground him deeper into this realm between worlds, this place of honor and peace. Around him, chosen warriors moved calmly, their once fierce expressions softened now into quiet smiles or reflective gazes. They sat in clusters on long benches or leaned against pillars, speaking in low tones, sharing tales of battles and brothers fallen, but all carried in gentle reverence rather than sorrow. The notion of endless fighting, once ever present in Eric's thoughts, now seemed distant and muffled, like a fading drumbeat from a battlefield far behind. Here, conflict had given way to something more profound, a slow unfolding of understanding about valor, life, and the weaving of fate's intricate threads. A figure approached, tall and serene, dressed in garments that shimmered like dawn, and Eric recognized her as one of the Valkyries. Her eyes were calm pools, deep and knowing. She spoke not with a command, but a soothing invitation to come closer. "You have journeyed far," she said softly, "and yet this place asks for more than strength. Here, the heart must learn stillness, and the mind must embrace the vastness beyond battle." With a soft gesture, she led Eric toward a wide window that overlooked the endless fields of golden grain, swaying gently under a pale sky brushed with lavender and peach hues. The horizon stretched infinitely, a reminder of the world beyond Valhalla and the fleeting nature of mortal life beneath it. Each day here is a chance to grow beyond the shadow of death, she continued. For you are not merely a warrior, but a spirit chosen to learn what it means to be immortal in memory and courage. Eric felt a stirring warmth within, as if a seed long buried was being watered by her calm presence. The hall's quiet grace wrapped around him again, like a soft cloak shielding him from doubt or fear. Nearby, laughter rose gently, deep and rich, the kind of laughter born of shared stories and old friendships. He turned and saw a group of warriors engaged in a slow, rhythmic storytelling, their voices melding in soothing cadence as they recounted legends of gods and heroes. Among them, a grizzled veteran with eyes like stormy seas spoke of Odin's own journeys and the way he had sought wisdom in the wildest of places. even hanging from Yggdrasil, the world tree itself, to glimpse the secret runes. Eric listened, feeling the rhythms of those ancient tales resonate within his own pulse. The myths were not just stories here. They were living threads woven into the very fabric of Valhalla, binding past and future, mortal and divine. Over time, he sensed, he too would find his place in the weave, his courage honored not just for deeds of battle, but for the quiet strength of heart he was beginning to understand. As the hall's evening settled deeper, regal shadows stretched long across the floor, and a soft chorus of voices rose. It was time for the evening feast, a serene ritual where the warriors would gather to nourish not only their bodies, but their spirits. Tables heavy with golden plates and mugs brimming with mead awaited them. The sound of the gentle clinking of metal and glass mingled with low singing, a lullaby of ancient power that seemed to cradle time itself into stillness. Eric took his place among the others, feeling the steady pulse of camaraderie and timeless honor surrounding him. The feast was slow and deliberate, each bite a taste of the earth's richness, each sip a communion with the stories and souls who had come before. He found himself drawn to thinking about the vast responsibility resting upon these warriors' shoulders, not as a burden, but as a sacred gift. For in Valhalla, life was not ended by death. It was transformed, turned over like a stone to reveal new paths beneath. After the feast, as the hall quieted and soft conversations drifted like whispers through the air, Eric wandered toward the edge of the hall where a great hearth burned serenely. Around the fire, the elder warriors sat wrapped in furs, their faces lit by the flame's flicker and deep with the wisdom of many battles lived and learned. One elder, with silver hair that shimmered like moonlight, beckoned Eric closer. "Tell me," the elder said, in a voice as smooth and deep as the river's flow. "What do you see when you look at the flames?" Eric gazed into the hearth, watching the way the fire roared gently, hues of gold and blue flickering and curling like a living spirit. "I see the heart of this place," he replied softly. "A fire that never dies, a light that guides us through darkness, a warmth that comforts the soul." The elder nodded, a slow smile creasing his weathered face. "Yes," he said, "the fire is life and memory itself. Like us, it burns with the strength given by those who came before, and it will pass the light to those who come after. In this hall, you will find your own fire, Eirik, something beyond sword and shield, a flame that burns quietly within and never fades. Eirik's eyes closed briefly, and a deep peace settled in his chest. The words felt like a gentle tide, washing away the last shadows of fear or uncertainty. This was a place not only of valor, but of becoming, where the soul's journey continued, ever unfolding, embraced by the infinite calm of Valhalla's golden light. In the quiet moments that follow the gentle rhythms of Valhalla's daily life, Eirik finds himself seated by the great long tables where the warriors gather in the evenings. Bronze cups filled with mead shimmer softly in the warm glow of countless candles, their flames flickering and casting gentle shadows upon the wooden beams overhead. Around him, voices low and steady blend with the soft murmur of stories, ancient tales of valor, wisdom shared from one soul to another, each one weaving into the larger tapestry of this timeless hall. There is no urgency here, no haste, only the deep, patient unfolding of understanding. Eirik listens and slowly begins to realize that Valhalla is not merely a place of warriors or endless battle. It is a sanctuary where time itself seems to soften, stretched and elongated like the long summer dusk, endless and inviting. The clash of arms and the rush of the battlefield retreat into an echo, replaced by a profound calmness, a gentle embrace that comes from knowing that here all struggles have found their rest. The relentless pounding of a warrior's heart at the edge of life has slowed now to a tranquil beat, steady and sure like the pulse of the earth beneath the great ironwood trees surrounding the hall. He looks up to see the Valkyrie moving gracefully through the room, their presence a soft shimmer in the air. They are both fierce and tender, guardians of this sacred space who guide each fallen soul not only to this hall, but deeper into the peace that lies within. They carry the wisdom of countless ages, their voices like whispered lullabies that soothe even the most restless of spirits. A Valkyrie pauses near Eirik, her eyes warm, her smile quiet, but full of light. In that moment, he feels the weight of his past battles lift from his shoulders, his soul breathed upon by a calm he had never known before. The elder warriors gather nearby, their faces marked by time and experience, but their spirits gentle with the glow of wisdom. They speak softly of the cycles of life and death, of the honor found not just in victory, but in acceptance and grace. They tell Eirik that here in Valhalla, the greatest strength is not the power to conquer others, but the courage to find peace within oneself. It is a quiet victory, won without a fight, a gentle triumph that carries the soul softly forward, like a drifting leaf on a calm river. Eric closes his eyes, feeling the warmth of his companions and the hall wrap around him like a comforting cloak. He breathes deeply, inhaling the subtle scents of polished wood, fresh pine, and the faintest trace of blooming heather that grows just beyond the doors. The air is still, pure, and filled with an almost tangible tranquility. He lets each breath carry him further into this calm, each exhale releasing any lingering tension from a life once filled with fierce storms. Time feels suspended. Days and nights fold into one another like the petals of a delicate flower unfolding slowly under the soft light of a spring morning. Here, in this sacred space, there is no rush, no need to strive. There is only the steady, soothing presence of being, of simply existing in harmony with the world and the divine mysteries that weave through it. Eric's heart feels lighter, his thoughts gentler, as he begins to understand that Valhalla is a place of becoming, a quiet transformation that unfolds with the ease of a whispered breeze through leaves. The great doors of Valhalla stand open to the skies, where the northern lights shimmer softly, painting the heavens with delicate ribbons of green and violet. Under this celestial canopy, Eric feels the embrace of something vast and eternal, like the steady arms of the cosmos themselves. It is a reminder that though his journey beyond the mortal world has brought him here, it is not an end, but a continuation, a peaceful passage into the deeper truths that pulse beneath all things. As the night deepens, the long hall gradually quiets. The laughter and stories slowly fade into the gentle hum of shared dreams. Warriors settle into their resting places, their breaths slow and even, like the soft stirring of the wind through tall grass. Eric leans back against the smooth wood of his bench, eyes closing as the warmth of Valhalla's embrace carries him toward sleep. It is a sleep unburdened by fear or longing, a rest filled with the gentle assurance of belonging and the quiet promise of a dawn that will forever shine in this endless realm. And so, here, in the heart of Odin's hall, amidst the soft glow of candlelight and the tender presence of kindred spirits, we leave Eric. His journey has brought him from the storm of battle into the quiet sanctuary of peace, where the warrior's soul finds rest not through the clashing of swords, but through the gentle gathering of light and love that fills this sacred home. His story lingers like a soft melody, wrapping around the edges of your mind as you too prepare to drift away. May your own thoughts find such calm tonight, settling softly like the snow upon still ground. Let the gentle breath of ancient winds carry you into rest, a deep and peaceful sleep where the worries of the day dissolve like morning mist. Know that in this quiet moment you are safe and held, wrapped in the soft embrace of timeless light. Rest now, and as your eyes close, may dreams of serene halls and gentle stars guide you gently through the night, until the morning sun washes the world anew with its warm and tender glow. Good night, and sleep well.